Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Just from that line, I'm not certain now whether my theories about Elly being the daughter of the High Witch or even the Queen being the High Witch is valid anymore. You really are a handful, but a delightful handful. His words keep repeating in my head. I cannot stop hearing his voice and feeling his lips on my hand. Ooh. Okay, so it sounds like she's really falling for him. My face feels warm, and every time I think about his words, my heartbeat feels unsteady. I really have to stop thinking about that. Karma's karma, and he puts on that overly polite act with everyone. And yet, there she is blushing. But then, I am pretty sure I've never seen him do something like that with another person. I'll just go downstairs and stop thinking about all of this. I need to tell Parfait and Delora what happened. Because of the time I'd returned to the margin yesterday, I never spoke to anyone about what had happened. Maybe someone's downstairs. Someone usually is. I leave my room and make my way downstairs to the reception. It is quiet when I enter, but not as silent as I thought it would be. Karma is sitting at one of the tables speaking quietly with Parfait and Delora. I think Karma knows why the entire town hates Elly so much. His injured hand is sitting on the table, bandaged. I cannot help but stare at it, my heart plummeting. His injury is my fault. So you have yet to hear the entire story. No, I'm afraid I'm not quite privy to the information Waltz has. Is that correct? Waltz has been directly involved in this far longer than you have. What about Waltz? Oh, okay, so this definitely has to do with Elly. Princess, you're up early. They all turn to look at me as I stand at the table. Karma still looks tired and is not in his dress. He looks somber, but still smiles at me. Elly, how nice of you to join us. When did you start saying my name without my title? Elly, you've run into a lot of different mishaps this week, haven't you? I thought you would be stubbornly avoiding work. Instead, you go out of your way to get yourself into trouble. This involves me directly. How would I not be curious? You've also been irresponsible, sneaking out without any of us knowing. I had the freedom to do whatever I want to. I even wore a cloak too. Oh no, the cloak. I left it at the bar. I feel a nudge in my arm and Karma's holding out my cloak with a tired smile. How did Karma know she was at the bar? Because he would have to know that she was there in order to get the cloak from there, right? You went back to get this? When? Yesterday, when you were still in bed. You've been running yourself dry these last few days, Karma. It's nothing. Thank you. It's so weird to see her say that. Crazy. Oh, look, even Dolores thinks it's crazy. What's this? Our ice princess is thanking someone? Why is that something so strange? Oh, come now, she's not so icy. Elly is more fiery than anything. She's filled with unbridled passion and confidence. Confidence that has gotten me nowhere so far. Don't look so dour, Elly. You become quite the accomplished woman. Karma gestures towards me, and I flush, unsure of what he is talking about. Then I notice that Laura's eyes are on me too. Oh, Parfait, do you see that? See what? Show me. What are they looking at? Oh, wait. It is. Okay. Oh man, I suspected a little too late, but yeah, I thought it was a necklace. I reach down to grab my necklace and then pause. I cannot stop the gasp that leaves my lips. Hey, look at that. She got a shard. Wow. When did this happen? Princess, you didn't realize that there was an extra piece to your necklace? Congratulations, Princess Elly. You're a step closer to breaking your curse. Wow. I feel proud. I only ever felt this way around Mother. She did me a great favor yesterday. If not for Elly, I might have suffocated beneath a pile of very excited women. Wait, helping Karma escape was a good deed? She was selfless. He's not even mentioning the injury he got protecting me. Parfait and Delora are both smiling, but the cheerful mood does not last long. What were you all talking about before I came down? About your kidnapping. Well, kidnappings, both of them. It looks like we have a serious problem on our hands. What do you know about this? What does Waltz know that I don't? Princess, it's more about what everyone else knows that you don't. What everyone else knows. I feel anger beginning to simmer inside of me, even though he looks apologetic. He says it so casually. What are you all hiding from me? Let's gather everyone later, shall we? I think Waltz might want to be here for this too. What does Waltz have to do with any of it? Be patient, Princess. You've already waited this long. What's another few hours? Wait a minute. I think we might actually have our history lesson here. Like, the actual real history lesson. And the action might confirm my suspicion that Elly is the daughter of the High Witch. Ooh. I really can't wait. I have no choice but to agree when Parfait and Delora refuse to say any more, but I am not happy about it. Wait a minute. Oh, they're gonna do it in chapter 7, aren't they? Do I really have to wait an entire episode? Well, I'm hoping not. I spend the rest of my time doing idle chores around the tavern. I do a round of sweeping with Mr. Broom and mindlessly organize some of the bottles. I cannot believe everyone knows something about me that I don't. But now, I'll find out the entire story. Maybe it will answer some of the questions I have. But why are they keeping things about me a secret to begin with? Maybe, yeah, High Witch, daughter of High Witch. Oh, wait, we don't have to wait till chapter 7? Awesome. I'm liking this so far. Delora gathers everyone in the tavern to discuss the kidnappings. I decide to sit in between Waltz and Karma. So we have another story to tell. Story time, huh? I don't suppose this would be a romance, would it? How can you stand to make comments like that constantly? How can you stand to live a lie? They really still do hate each other. The two glare at each other across the table, but Delora silences them. Delora starts with a story about the Great War, one that I have already heard so many times I can recite it myself. What does any of this have to do with me? Because of the fairy tales, witches like myself were punished for simply existing. Our leader, the Tenebrown Bearer, was a kind witch that was overtaken by the grief that our people suffered. Aww. That's sad. She was driven so far into madness that she created the fairy tale curse to punish humans and make them suffer as the witches had. And when that wasn't enough, she committed the ultimate taboo. She killed a human. Is that really a taboo? Must be. Oh wait, maybe it's a taboo because they're so powerful. I tried to stop her, but by the time I thought to act, it was too late. Knowing that Delora and Parfait were involved in a great war makes it seem more real. But wasn't the Tenebrown Bearer killed? How can the fairy tale curse continue to spread if she is dead? I believe that the Tenebrown Bearer sacrificed the last bit of her life to continue powering the Tenebrarum, all to ensure that remaining witches could continue spreading the fairy tale curse. Oh wait, so Tenebrown Bearer is actually dead? Wait, did they say I believe? Let me double check this. Oh, okay, so so Parfait's saying I believe that the Tenebrown Bearer sacrificed. Okay, maybe she is dead. Maybe she actually is still alive. Is none of this ringing a bell for you? What are you talking about? She really did erase your memories. Wait. What? Wait, what? Erase your memories? Okay, now I'm gonna be honest. Just from that line, I'm not certain now whether my theories about Elly being the daughter of the High Witch or even the Queen being the High Witch is valid anymore. Erase? The witch who died, okay, never mind, screw it, forget it. The witch who died, the Tenebrown Bearer, was your mother, Princess Elly. My theory was right. I freaking knew it. I knew it. I'm so happy. What? For some reason, I turned to look at Karma, who is one of the only people who doesn't look away from me. I grew up outside of the kingdom, but even I knew of the terrible witch, Hildir. You expect me to believe any of this? Mother she wasn't a witch. I would remember that. Well, you would if you had memories of the war, and the years before that. Under Hildir's rule, the palace was a dark place. The king didn't have any real power until Hildir was defeated. That goes for the rest of us too. We were slaves to Hildir. Interesting. Delora's eyes flickered to Waltz. Waltz seems to have a vital role in this. I wonder why. It's the truth. Waltz knows because he's also... what? He's a witch? Waltz knows because he is also a witch. He experienced Hildir's command over the witches firsthand as well. Really? Oh, is that why his eyes are red? Waltz is a witch? Sorry for keeping a secret, princess. It's not as if I can use much magic anymore anyways. Not when I'm cursed. That is fascinating. This is just another secret of many. It seems everyone is hiding something. Everyone was freed after Hildir's reign, witches, fairies, and humans alike. The king was even able to marry Ophelia, the woman he always truly loved. So it has always been Ophelia that he truly loved. Was that the reason I never felt any love from him? Because I was my mother's daughter? He gave up on me. No, dear, I don't think he gave up on me. My voice is too loud in the reception area. I feel a crack beneath the pressure, and suddenly, I want to cry. Aw. But Mother told me so many times not to cry. The king gave up on me, but Mother didn't. Mother would tell me this was all a lie. She would tell me not to trust anyone. They must be lying. Oh no, don't revert because it's too hard to accept. I turned to Karma. For some reason, I trust him more than I trust Delora or Parfait. Is this the truth? I was told the story of Hilda and her daughter Elly. They said you were the picture of elegance, but that you shared your mother's icy nature. But I don't think that's true at all. If Hilda was ice, then you most certainly are a warm fire. If my mother was a witch, then what does that make me? You're a witch as well, whether or not you were ever taught to use magic. On your upcoming birthday, you will become the Tenebraum bearer. Wow. Wait, did I theorize this too? Oh man, I need to rewatch my old episodes, but if I theorize that Elly would be the Tenebraum bearer, I am freaking brilliant. But this history lesson is amazing. Do you realize how ridiculous this all sounds? Me, a witch? The king never said anything. And now I cannot even ask him if this is truth because I'm cursed. Why would you even curse me? We didn't want a repeat of the tragedy, Elly. I sat on your shelves for almost a year, princess. There was ice in your heart, and if you had inherited Tenebraum in that state, who knows what would have happened? Then why didn't you just tell me any of this? Delora and Parfait look at each other before dropping their gazes to the ground. If we had told you before, would you have even bothered to listen? The king must have tried to do the same thing, and look how that turned out. You shut out everyone who ever tried to tell you about Hilda's true nature. That is probably true. Even now I'm having trouble believing that they are telling me the truth. Okay, these lines say that Elly is opening up to the truth. Fantastic, but scary all at the same time. The whole world feels as if it is collapsing around me. I need to escape. I need to go out and be somewhere else, but why are the witches looking for me? You are the heir to the Tenebraum. No doubt the evil witches want you on their side so they can continue wreaking havoc in Angel with the fairy tale curse. The men that were looking for Elly were not witches though. They were knights. Perhaps the witches and the knights are working together. This must be a part of Alcaster's scheme to steal the throne. What are you talking about? The reason why Garland and I left the Order of Chaldea was because the king did not believe us about Alcaster's coup. How would he know of the princess's identity though? Anyone who isn't a witch, a fairy, or isn't cursed shouldn't be able to remember her. But now we know that it is not just the witches looking for the princess, but the knights of the Order of Chaldea as well. They definitely have a description of her from someone. Elly? Karma reaches out a hand to touch my shoulder, and I flinch back before standing up. I cannot speak about this now. I want to be alone. Let her go. She'll need a lot of time to think. I leave everyone sitting at the table as I try to process the whirling thoughts in my mind. Hilda, my mother, the only person I ever thought loved me, was a Tenebraum bearer, a witch. The first witch to kill a human. The witch that started the fairy tale curse. All this time I thought Mother was the only one who cared, but what if she never did? I stay in my room for a long time, trying to process everything I have been told. Hey, it's Karma again. Why does it keep popping up like this? Days go by before I decide to leave the tavern again to watch Karma practice with the knights. These last few days I felt hollow. Maybe seeing the normal practices will help me feel better. Maybe it will make things feel like nothing's changed. When I arrive at the forest, however, only Karma is standing in the clearing. He's staring through the trees as if he sees something there, but his expression is solemn, almost sad. Oh, I wonder if he's sad because of Elly. Eventually he sighs, shaking his head before turning in my direction. Elly! I prepare myself for a response, but find that no words come to mind. I have not spoken to Karma since the talk about Mother and witches, and any of the ease I felt with him before has slipped away. Still, I came here on my own, and I cannot just stand here being mute. I say the first thing that comes to my mind. Where are Jurian and Garland? I'll only train with Garland. Jurian is on patrol duty tonight. He'll be here later. I just came early. It seems you did too. Elly, are you okay? I'm sorry I haven't been by to see you. It is not as if you owe that to me. I don't owe it to you, but I truly wanted to. I've just been busy these last few days scouting the town for information. As much as I want you to come with me, why would you ever want to pair with someone like me anyway? Aw. Why, princess? That's because I am bitter and cold, and even though I want to change, all I think about is myself. But now I want to change because I do not want to be the same as my mother. Isn't that selfish? Maybe so, but I believe you're being selfish for the right reasons. An entirely selfless person can't survive in this world. Before we can make others happy, we have to be happy ourselves. Happy. Ourselves. Yes, an angry person holds resentment towards everyone, and it mars whatever good deeds they seek to do. That is why I cannot complete my good deeds. Yeah, wait, no, she finished one. That's a given. Wrong. You've already got one done. Recognizing the need for change is always a good thing, Elly. Regardless of the motivation, you are trying to become a better person. That is what matters. He takes a step towards me, then puts his hands on my shoulders and leans down until I can look right into his eyes. Karma's serious expression startles me as much as his touch. It is never too late for anyone to change. You taught me that. Karma, you sly dog. What the heck did you do to get yourself cursed? What? How could I have taught Karma anything? Do I mind if I tell you a story, Elly? Is he going to tell us the reason why he's cursed? He's standing too close. No. Karma, I love you. With his face so close, all I can do is stare right into his eyes. Karma's hands tighten on my shoulders, and for a few moments, I feel a slight panic rising in my chest. Then Karma steps away from me with a rough shake of his head. Karma? Next time I do that, Elly, feel free to push me away. Really? Why? What? It's better that way. Why? Karma, confusing me again. Darn it. What does he mean by that? You never answered. Will you listen to my story? Alright. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a crown prince from a kingdom called Brugantia. What's so shocking about this? Brugantia is one of the neighboring kingdoms, so this isn't make-believe? His name was Claude Adric Matthias Almonte, but because the name was such a mouthful, he settled for an acronym as a nickname, at least around the palace where it was acceptable. Wait. Look at the first name. Look at the first letters of each name, everyone. Karma. Claude Adric. Karma? Prince Claude was a man who flaunted his beauty and talents to all that he met. He often used his title to get what he wanted. Prince Claude was a selfish man who felt he was entitled to everything that he had. He was vain and often left his castle unattended so that he could avoid his responsibilities. Then one day he chanced upon a beautiful maiden in the town square. He led her around the whole day, being as charming as he possibly could. And then at the end of the day, he asked a woman to be his lover. She agreed, but their time together did not last long. Only weeks later, Prince Claude threw her away as one throws away an object and broke the woman's heart. And she cursed him. He charmed a witch. Oh boy. That beautiful maiden was a witch, but Prince Claude found out too late. The witch said she would make his beauty, his vanity, a curse. To make even beauty a curse. Ashamed of being cursed, Prince Claude doomed the disguise and left his kingdom behind. He has been gone for nearly a year now, and most probably assume he is dead. But in truth, the prince had come to Angel seeking a way to break his curse. He had heard of a young lady named Elly, who, on her 18th birthday, could dispel any curse. Ah, the truth of why he wanted to hang out with Elly. Karma. He looks so sad. I don't know how to comfort him. Claude? Oh, no, I like Karma better. Forget Claude. Karma. Claude turns a startling red as he stares at me for a few moments. He does not speak. Wait, he's blushing? Oh, so weird. Then he bursts out laughing. I stare at him in shock, not understanding his reaction. I feel myself flush. Isn't that your real name? No, darling, it is. But hearing you say my name, well, it sounds so much softer out of your lips. I rather like it. My cheeks are warm again. How is it that he's always able to make me feel this way? I will call you by that name if it makes you so happy. Wow. Let's make it a secret between the two of us. I'm still Miss Karma here. Sparkly face. I love it. Besides, I'd rather you kept that name for my ears only. It makes me feel more special that way. More special? At that moment, Garland shows up for practice and Claude politely excuses himself. I watch the two of them trade blows. Oh wow. I don't know if you noticed, but Karma just admitted that he's pretty much partnered with Elly because he believed she could dispel his curse. And Elly didn't seem to care. Wow, that's great, if you ask me. Claude favors his Oh, do I have to call him Claude from now on? Darn it, we're like in chapter 5. I don't want to have to go through the rest of the game. Call him Claude? We called him Karma for so long. Claude favors the other hand, but his blows still come quickly, even with his injury. The more Claude tells me, the more I realize that he's, like me, a noble curse for being selfish. But how do I help break his curse? Why can't he tell me? As practice is drawing to a close, Claude asks Garland the usual question. Have you confessed to Jurian yet? Garland only shakes his head in reply. The two men sheath their swords. Garland looks almost sad as he turns to make his way back to the tavern. He likes her and yet he won't say anything. Why is that? Frustrating me so much. Garland. Yes, princess. Oh. From now on, when I get questions like this, I'm gonna do what I would personally do. Unless it's mean. Like Ice Princess mean. You have to tell Jurian. Claude told me before that confessing is hard, but what Garland is going through looks even harder. Princess, you know I'm incapable. No, you think you're incapable, but if you ever say anything to her, you'll never know. If you say something wrong, I risk losing everything that I already have with her. And if you say nothing, you risk losing what you could have with her. Nah, I hear it. Ooh, the jewel. Oh man, it's always nice seeing that thing. Elly is right. Maybe you should really tell her, Garland. But before, Claude was adamant that Garland shouldn't confess to Jurian. What changed? If I mess this up... let's try looking at it through another lens. Imagine that Jurian is Elly. How do you think she would like to be confessed to? I frowned at the two men, arms crossed. Excuse me? Well, you and Jurian are similar. You're both very straightforward. Confess to the princess. Oh man, Garland, I feel sorry for you. My eyes move to Claude, but only fleetingly before they are once again on Garland. You just need to do something simple, Garland, something that will not rub her the wrong way. A maiden's heart is only ever fragile, and each woman is different. Claude is wearing an amused smile on his face, but he's looking at me, not Garland. I feel my face flush and have to look away. Elly, you're tomato red again. It's adorable. I cross my arms over my rapidly beating heart again and force a scowl on my face. No, I was just thinking about what Garland could do. Something simple, like when Karma kissed my hand, Garland kissing Jurian's hand is probably not a good idea. Maybe he could do what Claude and I did that one day in town. He can buy her some food and they can just... talk. Garland, have you ever just asked Jurian out for food? Not alone. Jurian is practical and she always eats at the tavern. She's also always on duty if she's available. I'll take her patrol shift 2 nights from now then, and tomorrow, you can ask her out for a meal. We can make your invite a grand affair. We could drape banners on the walls, or I could give you a rose. Wow, that'd be a very spectacular way of asking her out. That sounds like a terrible idea. I am offended. I feel like if I did something like that for Jurian, she would get embarrassed and punched me. Sounds like another lady that I know. Claude grins at me, but I just roll my eyes. Garland, just ask her normally, and then when you're out and alone together, you can confess. And we'll make sure you have the time to do it. I'll purposefully come late to practice tomorrow night so you can ask her out for that date. How does that sound? You two really think you can do this? You just have to ask a question. Whatever follows will at least be an answer. Tomorrow night then. Good man, I'm sure it will go swimmingly. Or I could drown you. You won't drown, Garland. Garland excuses himself with a nervous smile before Claude turns to me expectantly with a mischievous grin. Now Elly, we'll come here early tomorrow and spy on them. We need to scope out a good spot. Spy on them? Of course, we need to make sure that our efforts pay off. I don't think we should. No, I want to see it. You don't want to see how it plays out? I mutely shake my head, unable to put my emotions into words. For some reason, I imagine myself in Jurian's position. It feels too personal. Claude's likeliness suddenly springs to my mind, and I feel my face grow hot again. Elly, you've been oddly out of it today. Claude reaches out a hand towards me, then abruptly pulls away. I stare as he smiles at me, almost sheepishly. The conversation between us dies, and we return to the marching. Days pass, and though I do not spy on a conversation between Jurian and Garland, I notice that Garland has been smiling from ear to ear during his practice with Claude recently. Yeah, it looks like everything went nicely. I can only assume that his confession went well. So happy. That's awesome. Garland and Jurian, they seem to suit each other. Claude took the patrol shift tonight, and as I lie in bed I am restless. Every time I watch Claude practice with Jurian and Garland, I'm reminded of the palace, of Fritz. Oh right, Fritz, he remembers Elly. I wonder how Fritz is doing. Is he still practicing with the other knights? My thoughts darken as I recall the kidnappings. Claude had to save me every single time. He got injured saving me. Unable to sleep, I slip out of bed and make my way to the reception room. The night air is cool and no one stops me from standing just outside of the Marchen. I cannot just sit back and do nothing anymore. I have to act. I do not want Claude to get hurt because of me again. Eventually I see Claude approach. He looks tired and is moving more slowly than usual. But when he sees me, his lips quirk into a smile. Elly, what are you doing out here tonight, love? Love, instead of darling. That's new. Hello, Claude. Whoa. Looks like you're both making each other blush. I like it. His face is dark red again. If you're using my real name, I suppose you've come to ask me for something serious. How could he know that? I do not need to ask something of you. Well, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm right here, love. What? Oh, is this not about? Never mind. I'm asking if you will be my instructor. Instructor? For some reason, I seem to caught Claude off guard. He stares at me for a few moments. Oh, swordsmanship, okay. What? I want to learn how to use a sword, and I want you to be my instructor. Claude's expression becomes uncharacteristically serious. I'd rather you didn't learn how to use a sword. I don't want you to have to keep protecting me. I don't mind protecting you. I do. Claude sighs and shakes his head. Princesses shouldn't be using swords. Hey man, princesses can use swords. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. You are. I didn't want you to get hurt again, when I could do something about it. Teach me, please. Claude. Once again he flushes. It seems to be an instant reaction and is both amusing and endearing. It won't be easy. I wasn't expecting it to be. Claude stares at me for a long time before finally letting out a heavy sigh. Fine, I'll train you. Yeah, awesome. You won't learn in a day, but I can teach you the essentials. You can use one of the knight's training swords. Thank you. Music to my ears. Meet me in a clearing in 10 minutes. 10 minutes? What? You said you wanted to train, so we will. Don't expect me to go easy on you. But aren't you tired? He looked exhausted when he came in, and now he wants to train? Already trying to get out of training? Smart. I am not. Claude shakes his head, but he is smiling. I'll see you there in a few minutes, love. Sounds like we're nearing the end of the chapter. Aw, this is a good chapter. I like it. So much love in the air, and a deep background story on Elly. Moonlight spills through the leaves, illuminating the forest with gentle light. Long minutes pass, and as I stand in a clearing, I begin to feel restless. It isn't like Claude to be late. Is he tending to his injury? Oh no. I hope... I wonder if that wasn't Claude, but a witch in disguise. Uh-oh. Oh, I hope not. I hear rustling in the leaves and turn immediately to see what the disturbance is, but the minute I do, I am pulled back by strong force and my world goes dark. Oh no. Before I can scream, I hear a gentle voice in my ears. Lesson 1, Elly. When apprehended by an enemy that you can't see, remain calm and use your 5 senses to judge how best to get the upper hand. Oh god, thank you. Claude, you bastard. This voice is coming from right behind me. Claude? I become aware that this is the closest he's ever been to me, with my back pressed to his chest like this. Panicking disorients the mind. That is why you must remain cool under any circumstance. How could I not panic? Any normal person would panic. Still, I try to force myself to be calm. Lesson 2. Enemies will often let down their guards when they think they have the upper hand. Catch your opponent off guard by remaining calm and locating this weakness with your senses. I try to calm myself as Claude instructs, and I feel it is a bit easier, but only because I know it is Claude. An opening. I move as quick as I can, stepping forward so that I can swing an elbow back at Claude's stomach. Before that happens, Claude has pulled me back to him, closing whatever distance I had put between us. In the process, he moves his hand from my eyes to my mouth. I once again see the force, but my words are muffled beneath his hand. Another thing to remember, you won't always be able to catch your enemy off guard by throwing punches or hits at them. Your opponent will usually always be stronger than you, Elly. Remember what I said about a weakness? Enemies will often let their guards down when they believe they are winning. Just like I have. An opening. A thought occurs to me as I glance around me and then down at Karma's bandaged hand. Karma's bandaged hand is over my mouth. Is this an opportunity or a trick? What will you do, princess? What kind of tactic would remove you from my grasp? Okay, so obviously it has to be bite his hand. Karma just explained that overpowering a stronger enemy won't work. so bite his hand. I'm going to feel terrible at this, but I have to try. I try to shift my head to get enough space to bite down, and even Claude can hold me completely still as I squirm. Eventually the hand over my mouth moves just enough for me to open my mouth, but I falter. I cannot bite the hand that I injured. Unable to do anything else, I mutely shake my head and I hear Claude groan. Oh, he didn't bite. Fascinating. In one swift motion, he pushes me down to the ground, pinning my hands by my head as he frowns at me. You're not even going to try and find an opening? I glare at him. I'm not going to bite your hand. Bite my hand? I didn't even think of that. Wait, was it topple him? But you made it obvious. You put your hand over my mouth. I'd meant for you to try moving my hand. Pushing back a person's thumb usually causes their grip to loosen. How was I supposed to know that? It was the right answer anyways. Awesome. Experience is the best means of practice, as they say. I have a complaint about that particular lesson, but I withhold it. That was a pretty good attempt, love, but not good enough, I'm afraid. I wasn't expecting you to come at me like that. I was expecting sword practice. You weren't expecting a man to kidnap you in an alleyway, were you? I glare up at him, unable to say anything because he is right. You're oddly quiet. It is hard for me to find an opening to hurt you when you're not really my enemy. He does not move but continues to stare at me. His face is close to mine. Close enough to, ooh, smoochy smooch time. Close enough to what exactly? Elly, do you trust me to protect you? That's not the point. I need to be able to protect myself. Because you're planning on investigating the witches on your own. No, I want to be able to protect myself because I don't want you getting hurt protecting me. Claude leans down and I can feel his hair at my cheek. For a few moments, everything slows to a stop and all I can hear is my heartbeat and his slow breathing. Once you set your mind to something, you don't let go, do you? Claude pulls away from me before I can respond, and he's standing again, offering me a hand. Let's get started with some sword work then. The pleasant smile is back on his face. I can never tell what he's thinking at times like these. What are you really like, Claude? Ha! I was right. Chapter 7. I knew the chapter was coming to a close soon. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed chapter 6. There was a lot of lovey-dovey stuff. It was pretty awesome. And also the history lesson that confirmed my suspicions that Elly was a daughter of the Tenebron bearer, Hildir. Freaking awesome. That I was completely right. Although one thing did surprise me. I did not suspect Waltz to be a witch. And I didn't even consider that even witches could be cursed. So I'm guessing fairies can also be cursed too, which is very fascinating. So yeah, it was a great chapter. I'm looking forward to what happens in chapter 7. So anyways, if you enjoyed this, why don't you go ahead and click that subscribe button and make sure you click the notification button for when chapter 7 comes out. And if you really enjoyed this and you want to support the channel, then why don't you go ahead and check out the links in the description to do just that. And of course, I'll see you all in Cinderella Phenomenon, chapter 7. Have yourselves a great day.